Most men think women remember intensity. They assume that what happens in the moment is what stays with us afterward. But from a psychological perspective, that's not how female memory works at all. What actually stays with a woman isn't the peak of the experience, it's what she felt leading up to it. And this is where many men misunderstand attraction without ever realizing it. If you know this, you stop trying to impress and you start becoming unforgettable. Because women don't emotionally attach to events, they attach to feelings, anticipation, and the sense of being emotionally present before anything fully happens. That's why some men stay in a woman's thoughts long after, while others fade away quickly, even if they think they did everything right. This video isn't about techniques or performance, and it's not about anything explicit. It's about psychology, how a woman's emotional memory forms, and why the moments before intimacy leave a deeper imprint than the act itself. Women remember how their nervous system felt, whether they felt safe, desired, relaxed, and emotionally connected. We remember the buildup, the awareness, and the way attention was given, not rushed, not forced, and not outcome focused. When you understand this difference, attraction stops being something you chase and starts becoming something you create naturally. And by the end of this video, you'll understand why certain men remain emotionally memorable without trying, and why others are forgotten without ever knowing why. When we talk about why women remember certain men more than others, we have to start with how female attraction is processed in the brain. Attraction for women is not event-based, it's state-based. That means memory doesn't attach itself to a single action, but to the emotional and physiological state she was in while things were unfolding. Before anything physical even matters, her nervous system is constantly asking one question: do I feel safe, seen, and emotionally tuned in here? When the answer is yes, her mind opens. When the answer is no, even the most intense moment fades quickly. This is why foreplay, in a psychological sense, plays such a powerful role. It creates the emotional environment where memory can form. Anticipation increases dopamine, which sharpens focus and imprints moments more deeply. When a man slows down instead of rushing, her mind stays engaged instead of jumping ahead. That engagement is what makes an experience replayable in her thoughts later. One of the strongest reasons foreplay leaves a deeper imprint is emotional safety. When a woman feels emotionally safe, her body relaxes, and relaxed states are far more memorable than tense ones. If she senses pressure, urgency, or outcome-focused behavior, her nervous system stays alert instead of open. But when attention is patient and responsive, her system shifts from protection to connection. This is when memory begins to anchor. Women remember how safe they felt far longer than what exactly happened. Emotional safety also communicates something subtle but powerful: self-control. And self-control is read as confidence. A man who isn't rushing signals that he isn't dependent on an outcome, and that independence increases attraction without him ever saying a word. Another key factor is anticipation. Psychologically, anticipation is more stimulating than fulfillment. The brain releases more dopamine during buildup than during release, which is why moments of waiting, wondering, and emotional tension linger longer in memory. Foreplay extends this phase. It allows the mind to stay involved instead of checking out. When a woman's mind is active, she forms emotional predictions and expectations, and those are what replay later. This is why women often remember how something started, not how it ended. The beginning tells her whether she felt chosen, appreciated, and desired as a person, not just as a body. Being chosen is another powerful imprinting mechanism. When attention is focused on her reactions, comfort, and pace, she feels valued rather than consumed. That distinction matters deeply. When a woman feels like an experience is happening with her rather than to her, her emotional memory strengthens. Being chosen creates a sense of personal significance, and significance is what the brain protects and remembers. This is also why presence matters so much. Presence isn't about saying the right things, it's about being mentally there. When attention doesn't wander and isn't rushed, she feels seen. And feeling seen creates a psychological bond that outlasts the moment itself. Playfulness also plays a major role in emotional memory. Light teasing, warmth, and emotional rhythm activate positive association. Playfulness signals emotional intelligence and ease, which lowers defenses and increases comfort. When attraction feels light rather than heavy, her nervous system stays open instead of guarded. These emotional tones are what the brain categorizes as good experiences. Women rarely remember exact actions, but they remember emotional textures. Playfulness gives the experience texture, and textured memories last longer. Relaxation is another reason foreplay creates lasting impressions. When her body has time to settle, the experience registers as positive rather than overwhelming. Overwhelm shortens memory. Calm deepens it. If her system feels rushed, even unconsciously, her mind doesn't fully integrate the experience. But when relaxation is present, memory consolidation improves. That's basic neuroscience. Calm states allow the brain to store emotional information more effectively. That's why slower, more attentive moments stay vivid later. There's also the factor of rarity. Many men rush, very few slow down. Anything that feels rare stands out. When something stands out, it becomes memorable. Self-control, patience, and attentiveness are uncommon, which makes them psychologically distinctive. Distinctiveness is one of the strongest predictors of memory retention. A man who behaves differently from the majority automatically separates himself in her mind without needing to exaggerate or perform. On the other side of this, there are common mistakes that weaken emotional memory. Rushing toward an outcome collapses anticipation. Being overly focused on validation shifts attention away from connection. Treating the moment like a goal instead of an experience makes it forgettable. When a man is mentally ahead of the moment, she feels it, even if nothing is said. Her nervous system picks up on misalignment, and misalignment prevents emotional imprinting. Intensity without connection often fades fast because intensity alone doesn't anchor memory. What women often reflect on afterward isn't a specific action, but a feeling. She remembers whether she felt relaxed or tense, seen or overlooked, emotionally engaged or emotionally alone. These feelings become shorthand in her mind for how she categorizes you. If the feeling was grounding and emotionally positive, your presence becomes associated with comfort and desire. If it was rushed or disconnected, the mind moves on quickly. This is why some men remain in a woman's thoughts without trying, while others are forgotten without ever knowing why. When you understand this, attraction stops feeling complicated. You realize that what stays with a woman isn't a single moment, but the emotional state you created around her. She remembers how calm she felt, how seen she felt, and how present you were before anything reached its peak. That's why slowing down, paying attention, and creating emotional safety matter far more than trying to impress or perform. The men who are remembered aren't the ones who do the most. They're the ones who understand how female emotional memory works. And once you see attraction through this lens, you stop chasing moments and start creating experiences that naturally stay with her. If this changed the way you think about attraction, take a moment to like the video. It helps this content reach the people who actually need to hear it. Share your thoughts or experiences in the comments because real conversations deepen understanding. And if you want more psychological-based insights into attraction, connection, and emotional dynamics from a female perspective, make sure to subscribe. New videos like this are coming, and you won't want to miss what most people never talk about.